and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Yvette and I am part of the Oh So Inspired collaboration team, which is hosted by Alicia of the Call Me Crafty Al channel. Each of the collaboration team members will be creating a project using this month's inspiration piece, and this month we were inspired by Jill Hawkins, and she is at Jill D. Hawkins. Now, I will link to this inspiration piece in the description box below. I will also have a link to a playlist in the description box so you can see what the rest of the team has created using this beautiful inspiration piece. These are the goodies I've used to make my cards. Now, as you saw by the inspiration photo, Jill used beautiful black and white image as part of her background and a nice colorful sentiment, thank you or thanks sentiment. So I kind of wanted to stick to that, and I thought instead of stamping a background and instead of embossing, because half of the card was with a black and white imaging and the other half looked like it was embossed, kind of to look like slats of wood. So I thought I'm going to try and use just my pattern paper for this today. So I brought in this older paper pad from Bo Bunny. It is a Black Tie Affair collection, and I used some of the papers from here for my black and white portion. And then I also brought in this paper pad from Altenew. It is the Essential Rock Collection paper pack, and I brought in, it's a piece that looks kind of like wood. Let me see, it's this piece here at the top. Let's see if I have any left in the paper pack, because I'm not really sure I do. I might have used it up for these cards. Oh, here is one. So it was this piece. So instead of doing embossing, I used one of these pieces of pattern paper. And then instead of doing ink blending, which is kind of what it looks like she did on her cards, I pulled in this other paper pad from Altenew, and this is the Alcohol Ink Backgrounds paper pack. Now, I will link to anything that is still available in the description box below. And then for my thank you sentiment, I used the thanks sentiment from Simon Says Stamp. It's an older one. It's this one. And so I pulled this one in to be able to make these thank you cards just like hers. And I cut the thanks out of the that alcohol ink background paper. So let me show you my cards. So I did 3 portrait and 3 landscape. So you'll see here I popped these up because I cut several layers of that thanks sentiment. I didn't use the background layer. I just used the main sentiment. And I cut the top layer out of the alcohol ink pattern paper, and then I used white cardstock to cut 3 layers so that I could layer it. And then this sentiment here, friends, you know how you can buy those pre-printed sentiments from Simon Says Stamp? I found a package of those that I had in my stash, and I just trimmed them and I ink blended over these because they were on white cardstock, and ink blended over it with just some coordinating ink, and really not, I can't tell you what inks I used because I just used what was left on my blending brushes to kind of go in and blend. So you see it's kind of an ombre because it starts darker here and goes lighter there. Same there. Now here's where I use that black and white paper, and here's that wood slat looking paper. And then in the middle here, I used another piece of pattern paper to kind of cover the seam. And that one was from Bo Bunny. Let me see if I can find that one I used. It was this sheet. And so I just cut, you know, a 1/4 inch strip for each of those to be able to cover that seam. So let me show you all 6 cards that I made. So you'll see I did different colors on my thank you sentiments and different prints on my cards. So I had scraps, so these were 2-inch scraps I had in my paper pack. So that's what I used. I just grabbed the 2-inch scraps I had, and then I did cut up these wood slat looking ones from the full sheet of 6x6 paper into 2-inch scraps. So I used 2 sheets of that. But I think it turned out perfectly. I love the look of the black and white background with a colorful sentiment. I hope I did justice to Jill's cards because I am loving the way they turned out. Let me know in the comments below, do you prefer the portrait style cards or the landscape style cards? Thanks for sticking around to the end. I'd be thrilled if you subscribe to my YouTube channel or follow me on any of my other social media platforms. As always, have a beautiful, safe, and creative day. Thanks for watching. Bye.